One freezing night, Nora, a med student, had her first solo shift in the morgue. The place was dead silent, except for the faint hum of the old lights above. Rows of steel drawers lined the walls, each holding bodies she didn't want to think too much about. She tried to stay calm, convincing herself it was just another night of training. Around midnight, as she was flipping through some files, she heard it, a faint whisper. "Help me." She froze, her eyes darting around the room. Maybe it was just her mind playing tricks. But then it came again, louder this time. "Help me." Her heart started racing. The sound seemed to come from the drawers. Hesitating, she grabbed her flashlight and walked toward them. One by one, she pulled the drawers open. Every body was still pale and lifeless. But as she reached the last drawer, the whisper stopped. She exhaled sharply and laughed nervously. "Get it together, Nora," she muttered to herself. She shut the last drawer and turned back to her desk. That's when the lights went out. Pitch black. The hum of the lights disappeared, leaving only silence. She fumbled with her flashlight, the beam shaking in her trembling hand. As she pointed it toward the drawers, her blood ran cold. One of them was open. She knew she'd closed it. She was sure. Slowly, she moved toward the open drawer. She didn't want to, but it felt like she didn't have a choice. When she reached it, her flashlight revealed the body inside. It was covered in a white sheet. She stared at it, her breath shallow. And then it moved. The hand under the sheet twitched. She screamed and stumbled backward. She bumped into something or someone. She spun around, and there he was, a man in a white coat. His skin was pale, his eyes hollow, and he just stood there staring. "You shouldn't have opened the drawers," he said, his voice cold and empty. Before she could even process what was happening, the man vanished. Just like that. The lights flickered back on, and everything looked normal. She bolted out of the morgue, gasping for air. At the entrance, the security guard raised an eyebrow at her. She tried to explain what she'd seen, but before she could finish, the guard cut her off. "Oh yeah, you saw him, huh? That's the old doc. Died here years ago. People say he still checks on the bodies at night." Nora never stepped foot in that morgue alone again.